I'm DJ Rockin' Robin, and you are listening to The Robin's Nest here at WUSB Stony Brook 90.1 FM and 107.3 FM. And it's a really, really special evening here. I would like to introduce my guest in the studio. And in the studio with me now is Tara Garden. Hello, everybody.
Howdy, howdy.
What's up?
What's
going on?
happening?
Wow, I'm so glad you made it.
Finally.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little story behind that, folks. I had invited them years ago now, but Rockin' Robin was a little clumsy and broke her leg, and
She broke a wing.
I broke a wing. And then I was a little nervous. They were kind enough to they were brave enough and kind enough to offer to carry me up to the studio, which
Yes.
I said thanks, but I'm going to take a rain check on that one. And then, of course, there was COVID. We couldn't have guests in the studio. So this is a long time coming. This is about like over 3 years.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
Just
Pretty close.
about. Yeah.
I've been waiting a long time for this.
Yeah.
Aw, thank you. So, let me see. I want to introduce you to, the everyone listening. So let me just run down who you will be hearing from. And actually, I think better yet, G is not here. G is a drummer. Gina is not here right now. But I'd like everyone else to just take a turn. We'll start with Paul and tell them what you do in the band, and we'll go from there.
I'm Paul. Lead vocals and Insanity and everything else that goes along with being a musician on Long Island. Who are you?
Hey, I'm Wild Bill. I'm the bass player, and I'm the background vocalist.
I'm Brian. I play guitar, and I'm the best dancer in the band.
He is.
That is true.
He is.
Oh, cool.
Mike, other guitarist and backup vocalist.
He doesn't dance as good.
No.
I give him lessons, but we're not. It's not there yet.
Carlos is teaching the mama.
Okay, so let's talk for a second before I put on a track from your first album.
Second album, actually.
Okay, you guys want to do your live version first. Sure, no problem. I was going to play something from Karma and Chaos, and that can wait. So we'll play something from Karma and Chaos, your first album, in a little while, and you're going to actually be playing live from your second album, Keep It Real, from 2020. And I know you had Karma and Chaos in 2018. Some really, really great originals. I just want to put that out there. I was very impressed.
Okay, thank you. Actually, Karma and Chaos is our second album. We had one before that called Specimen Cup. That was the first one. The second one was Karma and Chaos, and
Ooh.
our third one is
Yes.
Keep It Real.
Hidden gem.
Okay, so
That's a hidden
first
gem,
one,
yes.
did you, Mike? Maybe did you send me? Maybe I missed that one, Mike. If you sent it, I missed the first one, Specimen Cup. You said
I believe
Specimen
so,
Cup.
but if you guys want
That's
to
okay.
check out the album, it's all over social media.
Yes.
and
Okay, I'm
digital outlets,
sorry. Is
so-
there one? Is there
It's
a
all good.
song from that I should look for? Like
No.
One, okay. How many
No.
tracks on that one? How many tracks?
Actually, 3 of the songs on Karma and Chaos are re-recordings.
A couple of them, yes. We
Deep, Out of My Head, and Shut Up and Buy Me a Drink were from the
were
first record.
from the first album, but we went into a different studio and approached it a little differently and refurbished them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Crescent Sound Studios of Farmingdale. Great
Shout out to
studio
Pete.
to record. Thank you, Pete Pizzo.
Okay. So shut up and buy me a drink. Did you write that one for me, or like who was that one written?
Actually, I wrote the lyrics to that song sitting at the bar at Revolution in Amityville. And I turned to the bartender and said, "Do you have a pen?" And I grabbed one of those little scratch-off cards, and I proceeded to write the lyrics to the song sitting right there, because I'm trying to have a drink, and I had everybody coming up to me, talking to me, and I'm like, I just want to sit down and have a beer in peace, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, just shut up and buy me a drink. And that's how that whole thing came about.
Musician Jesse Jeggs is here too, just filming us and hanging out and helping out as he always does. Thanks so much, Jesse. And Jesse, do you feel like that too before you perform? You just want everyone to be quiet and you just want to have a beer?
They don't usually give me a choice.
But I mean,
I definitely want the
Want a
beer.
beer?
yeah.
Yes, drink responsibly, kids. That's right.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, you are performers, and I would think that you need to somewhat get in the zone, right, before you get out there. Or I mean, you can't just be like hanging out talking to people. Are you able to do that? Any of you? Just kind of get right back on stage?
We're able to chill and mingle with people before a show, but when we know that we're about to go on in a few minutes, we have to kind of get in the zone and
you got to get in your
thing.
zone, exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly how I, even when I do this.
And then when you're done, you're just a sweaty mess and you need a couple of minutes to dry off.
Yes.
That's usually the worst. And then people come to give you a hug, and now they're a sweaty mess too.
Yeah, that's something that us lay people wouldn't think about, the sweat. All right, now we know to make sure we have time in case I become something crazy happened and I became a rock star myself. I would have to remember about that. Thank you, I appreciate that.
No sweat.
Okay, thanks. Thanks. Yeah, no pun intended, right? Okay, so I want to do this. I do want to ask you guys a couple questions, but I thought maybe we would first play some music. So this is going to be. Why don't you introduce this for me? I don't know who wants to do that. Mike, did you want to introduce the song?
Which song?
To play.
Gonna play?
To play. Are you guys ready to play, or else I'll play one of your songs on the air?
We're ready
if
to
not.
play 24/7.
Okay. So those of you listening out there, I'm DJ Rockin' Robin. You're listening to The Robin's Nest on 90.1 FM and 107.3 FM, WUSB Stony Brook. We are in Radiothon, so hopefully if you're out there listening, you can make a donation to our station to keep us on the air, calling 631-632-6901. Give us a call and say hello and give us a little support. We really would love it if you could show us the love. And we're going to show you some love now with Terror Garden. And take it away, guys. I want you to tell me what you'll be doing.
Sure. This is basically the ballad of our last album, Keep It Real. And this one's entitled Always in My Heart. So, stripped down acoustic.
Okay.
I was lost, couldn't find my way. Took some time to clear my thoughts. I've wasted time, all the years just slip away. And out of the blue, I met you. I can't wait to see you. I always want to be with you. You're my everything. Everything. Never thought I'd find someone with a heart so pure and true. Happiness in a world so dark. And I thank God I met you. I can't wait to see you. I always want to be with you. You're my everything. Always in my heart, and I love you. Always in my heart, and I need you. Always in my heart, and I love you. Always in my heart. Always in my heart, and I love you. Always in my heart, and I need you. Always in my heart, and I love you. Oh, baby. Always in my heart, and I love you. Always in my heart, and I need you. Always in my heart, and I love you. You know I love to love you. You're my everything, everything. Always in my heart, and I love you. Always in my heart. Ooh, in my heart. Ooh.
And that's always in my
Beautiful.
heart.
Oh, beautiful.
Why, thank you.
Very, very nice. I really enjoyed that one. Was that written for anyone in particular, Paul?
Yes, that was written for my wife, Patricia, when I was in the hospital bed after my intestine burst on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, my
That was a
We have
fun
blast
night.
history.
Oh, my goodness.
This band's been together for 11 years. G and I started it. We've had ups and downs throughout the years, like everybody else. We've had people come and go. We could not be happier with the lineup we currently have of great musicians, but more important than that, great people. Every one of these guys in this room I consider family, and Gina. It's great to play with this caliber of musicians and these wonderful people.
That's very nice of you to say to your band. I'm sure they feel likewise.
Yes, we do.
Yes. So, that sounds crazy, actually, having that happen on stage. But I think you said there were, if I recall, when I first met you, you said there were some other really crazy things that happened to you on stage. Or am I thinking of Axl Rose?
Oh, I've had
Because
a million crazy things.
something with
happen
your
to me on
foot. Was there
stage.
something with your
Yeah,
foot?
I broke my foot one time.
No, come on.
Walking from the dressing room at the Dublin pub to the stage. I think it was Sandy. And they had all the rains, and apparently they had a hole in their ceiling and a hallway with no light. So as I walked through the hallway, I slipped in a puddle and broke my foot on the way to the stage. That was a fun night.
Oh my God! So, didn't you say that you absolutely continued playing?
Oh yeah, I played, and then I was lifted off the stage and brought to lovely Nassau Community Hospital, where I sat there for 9.5 hours waiting to get a cast.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, you can't make some of this stuff up.
Well, no, you can't. No, not a good place to be.
No.
So, anything else that happened strange on stage that you would like to share? Anyone here?
I can't share any more on
the air.
on FM radio. I have a radio show on Tuesday evenings called Double Trouble Radio. It's on iRadioUSA.com with Mr. Dave Black, who's a promoter out here on Long Island. In fact, he had a phenomenal show last night at the Barnum Ballroom. He had Ripper Owens and two other gentlemen called the Three Tremors. And Dave brought that to Long Island, so horns high to my partner Dave. And it's been an interesting adventure since the pandemic.
Yeah, I want to get to that. I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about that in a moment, but just wanted to ask you quickly. Well, first, I just want to go over the song that you just played, Always in My Heart. That was just, can you repeat, that was that from Keep It Real, or was that extra?
Yep,
that was from Keep It Real?
Yes.
Okay.
The album that just came out in 2020.
Okay, so those of you listening out there, I'm DJ Rockin' Robin. You're listening to The Robin's Nest, and my guests in the studio tonight are a band called Terror Garden. They've been around a while, and they're talking to us about the song they just played live in studio here, and it's called Always in My Heart from their 2020 album called Keep It Real.
Real.
Keep It Real. Okay, and so. Let me ask you, first of all, really quick, what year was the first album recorded?
I think 2015.
2015.
Okay,
yes.
so that's Specimen Cop. Okay.
Yep.
And so the second album was Keep It Real for those of you
Karma and
listening.
Chaos.
Oh, sorry, Carmen.
Karma and
Right,
Chaos.
2018.
A lot of
Thank you.
Ks.
Karma
Yeah, a
and
lot of
Chaos
Ks on that,
from
yeah.
2018. I'm just confusing because I really thought there were only 2 albums. It's a long story, and then I found out there's one
the hidden
other.
gem, yeah.
The first one, exactly, the hidden gem. But so was Keep It Real? It was recorded in 2020. So was that recorded right before COVID hit?
Mostly, we went
Yeah.
into the studio
August?
November, December 19 and knocked out Gina's drum tracks and Tony, our
bassist. yeah.
original bassist, to keep it simple. He laid down his bass tracks, and then he left the band right after he did so.
Who was Tony?
He was the original bassist.
Tony was our
Okay.
bass player.
Okay.
Great guy. Unfortunately, he couldn't play anymore. He had a car accident, and it kind of really messed things up for him to the point where he couldn't even have the bass strapped on him. He would have to sit. He had a whole thing with his spine, and it's just
Sad, very
medical
sad.
issues, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
If you're listening, Tony, we hope you're doing okay.
And then
Good luck, bro.
early 2020, me and our original guitarist, Johnny Wildchild, we recorded our guitar tracks, and then basically when it was getting time to get ready to do your vocals, COVID,
I was just coming out of the
COVID hit.
hospital, actually.
yeah,
Oh.
and so we probably would have had it out in the springtime, but
Yeah.
that delayed it we got a cool summer release party out of it. So.
What we did with COVID, since there were no clubs really having bands, and we wanted to do it with a social distance, we rented out a park. And we got a permit, and we rented out a park, and we did our CD release party in the park, where people could be 20 feet apart from each other and not have any chance of, being too close. And we had a big barbecue, and we had everybody come down, and we had a fantastic time.
Wow,
Yeah,
that sounds
it was
wonderful.
A lot of fun.
Very nice. And was that in 2020
Yep.
that you did
Yes.
that in the summer?
And it was so nice, we did it twice.
Yeah,
so
like
we did
summer
it again
going
this
into-
year.
Summer
Oh,
going
nice.
into fall.
Just
It's like
when people
September.
were starting to do little things, I guess, right?
Now
Okay.
forget it. Now everybody,
Yeah, now it feels good, right? Like, when did you come back on the scene? Like, what were you doing during COVID? Like, during when you really couldn't do anything? And what were you doing? What did you...
Honestly, we were probably one of the more active bands on the island. We didn't take much of a break.
no,
Really?
we really didn't. We had some member changes, so we
Yep.
luckily came across Bill. Oh, what a blessing that was.
Thank you.
And then we were looking for a second guitarist, and we were very choosy about that. We wanted to make sure we had the right piece to the puzzle.
Sure.
So it took a little time, but we finally found Brian, who's
Wonderful.
playing the background elevator music for us right now. And it's a perfect fit.
Perfect.
Brian's got more of a jazz, so with what he's bringing to the band and what we have, the mix, I'm just very excited about the new material between Mike and Brian. The two of them, it's
Right.
it's phenomenal.
What happened to Johnny? You said Johnny was a guitarist, Johnny Wildchild,
we wish Johnny the best of luck.
but it just wasn't. Just one of those things.
It's a
Yeah.
long story.
That, yeah, we
Doesn't
don't need
really
to
have
put
a
that
long
on the air.
story
We don't
that
need to put on the air. I just wasn't
Nobody
sure if.
really cares about, but we wish him the best.
But we
of
wish him the
luck.
best, of course.
Hope
Okay, well, I'm
everything's-
glad it all worked out with the current lineup and all. So, when did you have your? I guess you never really stopped playing, so I really shouldn't say when did you come back, because you really.
we had some unconventional shows in 2020.
Yes, I'd
Oh,
say
really?
so. I would say so.
We had the park show.
Yep.
We played at I'll keep it an undisclosed area that we're not,
Okay.
allowed to say.
Gotcha.
We had a Halloween party.
Yeah.
All right.
So we did what we could to just
The
stay
clubs
active.
really
So-
weren't, and with the clubs, you would have to make reservations.
And stay in your seat.
Oh,
And,
yes.
and then you'd have to stay in
Oh,
your seat,
right.
and you couldn't
right.
get
I
up.
forgot about all that.
And so
I didn't
many
even want to
clubs
deal with that. Yeah.
We're getting hit with like these ridiculous fines and everything, and I felt so bad for them.
Right.
So
yeah.
shut their
That's
doors.
how our Revolution closed,
That's unbelievable.
and that was the best club on the island.
Wow, that was that was like your favorite one.
Absolutely. I'm doing this almost 40 years, and that place was a gem.
Oh my God, 40 years. You don't even look 40. Stop.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Keeps you young, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. So let me speaking of 40 years. So why don't you give me an idea, Paul? How did this all start for you? I mean, when
Oh, we could be here for hours.
maybe
getting into that
can you
conversation.
can you sum it up in any way how
Sure.
this started for you?
I filled
Why
in-
did you start? Why did you become a rock star?
Oh, I'm not a rock star. I wish I was.
We call anyone who can get up and sing
Did you say
rock
you were, like,
stars
5
and
years
have
old?
a
No.
You were
working
singing in your
band.
shower.
I was 7. And no,
And your parents overheard
actually,
you.
I grew up in
That's
Manhattan.
my story.
Okay.
And I filled in for my brother, who was in a punk band at the age of 13 at CBGB's.
Oh
and that
my
was my
God,
first show.
13 CBGBs.
13 at CBGB's. And
Filled
I
in
got-
for your brother, you said, or filled
yeah,
in?
my brother. My brother.
What was your brother
had
doing?
to get some. My brother was a singer in a punk band, a couple of years older than me.
Oh my
And
God.
I filled in for him, and I got bit with the music bug, and that was it. After I sang Ramones, Sex Pistols, and Lou Reed, that was it.
Oh my God.
And then once I moved out to the island, that's when all the whole band things. It was weird because coming from Greenwich Village with the punk stuff to Led Zeppelin and Leonard Skinner, it was quite a change.
Right. So, but are you still into the punk music, punk style music?
Yeah, in fact, I played with my punk band last night, Suburban Decay.
Oh, so you have a punk band? Okay.
Yeah, I got to sing through a bass
Suburban
amp.
Decay. And you got to, what did you do? You sang through a bass amp?
I got to sing through a bass amp last night. That was interesting.
Wow.
Never a dull moment.
I'm sure. Oh, I know,
Did
right?
you sing all bass lines like?
I tried to, but I couldn't keep up.
So So, unfortunately, Gina is not here. If you want to give her a call, she can try calling my phone if you want. Did you want to give her a quick call? We could put her on the air for a minute.
Phone's there. Call.
And while you're doing that,
Gee, call in.
I guess
if you can hear us.
maybe we'll go around the room. You could tell us a little bit about, maybe your own influences and why you got into playing music. Let's start with you. Everyone gets talking to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I come from a very musical family. My dad plays guitar. My mom sings. They used to have a classic rock cover band when I was younger.
Goodness.
So I got into that whole vibe and how it, the scene and how it works pretty early age. I got into all different types of rock throughout my life. Go from 90s alternative, thrash metal, classic rock, hard rock, punk, grunge, all over the place. So
Okay.
I think it helps with the diversity and to get different influences.
So what age? So you said you pretty much grew up with this, but what age did you pick up the guitar?
16.
Okay, nice. What about you, Brian? Brian, right? Yes.
That's right. As far as
We just heard from Mike, the guitarist. Now we're listening. We're listening to Brian, the other guitarist.
yeah. I can't stop playing when I hold a guitar. It's called guitar player syndrome.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
I haven't noticed.
It's a real melody. You can't. You just have to.
Wow.
I'm just being silly.
He's available for bar mitzvahs and weddings also.
I've been playing music since I was really young. That's
Hold on
probably
one
Gina
second.
calling.
That's
Yeah.
Gina.
Oh, excuse me, just 1 second. I didn't mean
sure.
to interrupt you. Hello, let me put her on speaker. Is this Gina?
It is.
That was lucky in case it was
Hi,
not
G.
Gina. Hi, Gina. I have you on.
Actually,
I have you on my mic.
I'm calling about
Here's,
your car's warranty.
Fun Terra Garden fact is that Gina and I actually went to the same high school. We grew up in the same town in Long Beach, but
We did, yes.
we didn't know each other. She's one of us is a couple years older. Just a few.
Okay, we won't say who because age is just a number, isn't it? So we won't say who's older. But anyway, thank you for calling in. With Brian, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You were saying, and then we'll go back to Gina.
I'm sorry.
Oh yes, when I was
No, that's my fault. Don't worry, Gina. We'll get with you in just a second,
my
okay?
formative years of learning to play music. So I guess actually I could tie it back to being in I think first grade, and my parents took me to see. You ever see the movie La Bamba?
You know what? I did long ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was the story of a singer, guitar player, Richie Valens,
Yeah.
who died in a plane crash with Buddy Holly.
Right. Unbelievable. Yeah.
I was like 6 or 7 years old, however old you are at that age, and they took me to see that movie, and that became like my archetype for life, being on stage, playing guitar, singing, and it's kind of a short version of the story, but I kind of just fell in love with music and with the whole idea of doing it. Then I had a lot of family members that have been professional musicians. My Aunt Carol was a well-known jazz singer, so that's how I got into jazz music. So that's
Very nice.
how I got started.
That's a nice story because usually you hear people, they always have the same bands that influence them. I don't want to point out any band so that people think I don't like the band, but there's always that one band from the 60s that people say influenced them.
Yeah, I almost got into rock guitar and rock playing second. So, and then growing up, my dad listened to a lot of like nonstop Motown. So
Nice.
if you listen to me play, it's less rock and but that's there. But that came second. You hear a huge influence of like Marvin Gaye and the Temptations. And Jackie Wilson meets jazz guitar, meets Pat Metheny and Pat Martino, who just passed away, and Wes Montgomery, and then I fell in love with Steve Vai and Joe Satriani, all the rock players.
Oh
and
my
so
goodness!
some weird hodgepodge of everything I just said.
I actually spoke to Steve Vai on the phone. It's a long story. He's a friend of a friend, but really nice person.
Yeah.
And just the person who connected me with the phone call was just because they know him, and they said, you have to talk to Steve Vai because he's world famous. He's world renowned. He's like a world classic guitarist. Like, so that's when I was introduced, and that Joe Satriani was his student, or did Joe teacher, right?
Yeah.
I knew. I always get that wrong.
Yeah.
So Joe was the teacher.
Yeah,
right.
Joe Satriani was his teacher, and Kirk Hammett from Metallica, and
Joe and
More
Joe
than
and
that.
Steve, I grew up around here.
right around.
Old place.
I think like Carl Place.
Old place.
Taught Larry
So
the
did John
long day
Petrucci.
in finals.
So Long Island.
So
has
those are all influences.
A great history of guitar, and they're all I think huge influences for both myself.
It's
and
always
Mike.
interesting too how the families influence people. Because even me with music, that it's like so important in my life was all because of my parents as well. Mostly my mom, because she would make me listen to Soul Train on Saturdays and, all that same kind of influences, and having a radio in my room when I was younger because I was an only child at the time. And that was it, that just all those influences I could see happen to all of you as well. What about you? Well, Gina will be right there.
Hey, sis.
Wait a minute.
Hey, thanks, Robin. Hey, sis. My story is a little unusual. I grew up all over the place, but to keep it concise, I had my high chair pulled up to country music and bluegrass, like just woods,
Really?
hunting and fishing and everything bluegrass.
Oh.
So I played banjo for my first instrument for a long time. And then when punk rock came out in the 80s, I was a teenager. And that kind of changed everything for me. And then I started to get into heavier stuff.
Oh, so you have something in common with Paul. You had something in common with him already.
In fact, I'm the bass player in his
He's
band.
the bass player in the punk band Suburban Decay.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, before he joined Terra Garden.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Nice. We got to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely Suburban Decay. So that was your influences, and anything else that you wanted to share with us about?
I got into heavier music in my teens, and then it got really heavy. Then I kind of went back to like country stuff.
Really?
I'm in
That's
between.
interesting.
I just like everything. That's why this band is perfect. It's heavy and it's melodic, so it's a little of both.
Okay.
And now I'm like been around stringed instruments for a while. I
Right.
had to add out for guitar player. I applied to that, and it just didn't work out that they needed a bass player at the time. So I said, I'll play the bass. And I liked it, and I just stayed on it. Plus, they didn't have anybody else, and they could do live gigs with a bass player rather than two guitar players.
Right.
Yeah, I
that's how
mean,
I started
it's always
to do it.
hard to find a good bass player, it seems, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone wants to play guitar, or
A lot of guitar
so,
players.
Yeah. So, do you want to? Were you a guitar player? I'm sorry. Did you say you were a guitar player first?
No. Really, the bass felt more natural because I had that right hand
Mm-hmm.
really used to do an arpeggiating and just like wiggling it around. And the
I
bass
see.
was easier because the strings were a little further apart and they were fatter. And I'm also a tractor trailer driver, so my fingers are like sausages. It just feels right. Then these guys got the guitars just like in a really great spot, and it's somewhat technical and beautiful and orchestrated well.
Yeah.
And I bring that raw edge, and it just fits so naturally.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I forgot if it was Eddie Van Halen. I can't remember who said it. Like, there was something special about playing the guitar strings, and they called it, like, the ancient art of weaving. But now I'm not going to remember which musician. It was Keith. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Keith Richards, yeah. Actually, I have a song with Keith singing lead on my playlist. I don't know if we'll get to it, but I didn't realize till recently, believe it or not, I'm going to embarrass myself, that he sang lead on Happy.
Yes. He
Didn't
sang
know that
lead
till
on a couple
recently.
of Stone songs, actually. Some stuff off Some Girls, Tattoo You. Actually, I think he started on the Beggars Banquet album with Salt of the Earth. I'm a Stones fanatic. That's why
Okay,
I know
we're
about
gonna have to
this
chat
stuff.
one day because I'm always wanting to know more about the
Yes,
Stones.
on Let It Bleed, but on Beggars Banquet, he sang on Salt of the Earth.
Okay.
In fact, no. In fact, I was doing a show one night in the city many years ago, and Ron Wood from the Stones joined us on stage.
No.
Yeah. And it was
That's
funny
crazy.
because he was in the dressing room, and we're trying to coax him to come up and play with us. And he's like, fellas, I can't play any Rolling Stones songs under contract.
Oh, I see.
I said, okay, fine. You were also with Rod Stewart and the Faces, so let's do Stay With Me.
Oh gosh.
Hey, I could do that.
No, come on. You said
And
you
that's
did
what
that.
we did.
Oh, that must have been amazing. I can't
6
even
months
imagine.
later, same thing happened in Manhattan with Zach Wild. Just got done playing with Ozzy at the Palladium. This was before he had the beard and he was all clean and
It's like Randy then.
yeah. And he came down with this gentleman by the name of Mark, who is currently the lead vocalist of Accept. And they both came down and we said to him, hey, you want to come up and jam? He goes, yeah, absolutely. Cool, you want to do some Ozzy? No. What do you mean no? I just got done playing Ozzy all night. Let's play some Skinnerd. Let's play some Allmans. So we played Skinnerd, Allmans, Hendrix, Santana with Zach Wild. And Mark,
Crazy.
his last name, I can't remember at the moment, who's the current singer in Accept. I think they're playing somewhere on the island here in the
okay.
next couple of weeks. But
Oh, all right. Was that with Terra Garden that they joined you?
no, actually, I was in a band years ago called Trash Can Baby.
Okay.
And we were signed. We had one album that we did with EMI.
Okay.
And we toured a lot. We played a lot. And it was the 80s into the 90s. It was different times. And the scene was different. Before computers and the internet came and ruined the music scene, which it did. You don't hear anybody being signed for $50 million anymore because I could get your music for free on YouTube.
Yeah, that's a tough part. Now, you was talking about the Stones for a minute, so you know a lot about the Stones.
I
So
know
what's the one song you can join in that the bass player, Bill Wyman, wrote and sang?
In Another Land.
There you go.
offer
That's on my playlist,
Majesty's
too.
Santanic Request. I also
All right,
have,
pretty good.
I also have both of his. Well, he has a couple of solo albums. Monkey Grip's one of them. And he's always had great players. He had Roy Cooder on there, and Charlie Watts was on a lot of tracks. But on the Rolling Stones albums themselves, Keith Richards actually played more bass on the albums than Bill Wyman.
Really?
If you look at the credits on the tracks,
Okay.
Keith played bass on almost everything. Bill played live, but in the studio, a lot. Look, check out the credits.
I'm gonna check that out.
Mostly Keith on the bass.
Wow.
Oh, very interesting.
Yes.
And I guess Mick sang backups or something on those songs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. I'm definitely going to check it out. I mean, I'm always, when I have 2 minutes, which is not often,
Yeah, I
I'm
can
always
relate.
looking up something on music.
I can
but
relate.
I'll be going to my grave still studying things about the Rolling Stones. It's just never going to be enough time. But you know how it goes. So let's talk to Gina, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
I
that'd
think
be
I
nice.
just spoke to all of you for a moment. Gina, hi.
Hi. How are you?
This is for the folks listening. This is Gina, who is the drummer. Do you call yourself G or Gina?
Both, but mostly G. That's fine. I answer to both. I've been called worse.
Okay. And G is the drummer for Terror Guard. And I must say, an amazing drummer. I really appreciate your drumming. And tell us a little bit about...
Thank you.
That's great. I got to give you credit in the band with all the guys.
Yeah. It's an interesting ride.
Yeah. And so how did you get involved?
With music, well, first of all, thank you for having us, and I
you're
sincerely
welcome.
apologize I'm not there in person, but I'm there in spirit, and had a family thing going on with my mom, doctors and everything.
Oh, sorry to hear it. I'm glad you could join us anyway by phone. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, no, she's doing good. Some routine stuff, but schedules. Yeah, she's good. Thank you. But I basically, short. I mean, I listen to everything. It's crazy. But I was about 8 years old, and I saw a Joan Jett video, followed by the Go-Go's video on MTV, and that was like my first, holy smokes, this is great. Like, there's some really like cool chicks out there like playing music, and I really wanted to play the drums. Like, I just kind of zoned in on drumming, and my parents were very shocked when I told them I wanted to do that. There was like a class, like at the middle school, I think, or something, or at the high school, and it was all like cooking and karate and knitting, and then they had this like little thing. It said drums.
Was that the Saturday morning in Richmond?
And I was like, I want to do that.
I know what class she's talking about.
And my parents were like,
I'm sorry, Gina. I'm so sorry. Brian was asking you, is that the Saturday morning in Richmond?
Virginia?
Yes, it was.
See?
It was.
I did that.
He did it too, just so you know.
Yes, see, there you go. See, I couldn't remember the yes. It was like, yes, I saw like the thing, and it was great, and I was the only girl in the class at the time, and it didn't matter, whatever. I didn't look at stuff like that, but it was a little like, what's going on, like I kind of, it got looked at, but you know what, I didn't put the sticks down since then, and it was just like a natural. I just felt at home, behind the drums, and I felt like I was really interested in it, and my brain processed things, and it was like, this is what I was meant to do,
Yes. Yeah, I do believe that some people are just meant to do certain things. That's just the way it is. Absolutely. That's great. So is there anything that you're doing besides the band? Do you do anything beside Terror Garden?
Yes, I do have another original band called Royal Skulls. Basically, we're based out of Manhattan. We're heading into the studio as well, recording some new stuff, so that's exciting.
Nice.
I'm also a part of an all-female Guns N' Roses tribute called Guns N' Hoses, which is a lot of fun. And also Dormitory Effect, which we kind of do a reunion every couple of years or so, but
what was the last name? I didn't hear that. What was the last name? Dormitory?
Dormitory Effect.
Effect. Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Was that college people? Or
no, it feels like we've been together since college, but we all live in different states now. But it's an all-female metal band. We all lived on Long Island at one point back in like the mid-2000s, and we were around for about 10 years, and we still all remain friends, and we try to do a reunion every couple of years or so. So
nice.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
So have you met Joan Jett before? She's a Long Island girl?
I have.
You have?
She lives in Long Beach, too.
I met her when I was about 12 years old, and it's a moment I'll never forget. And she was amazing. She was so cool to me, and I couldn't say a word, but she was, my mom did all the talking. I was my mom, and she was super, super friendly to me. She signed my cassette at the time, and
wow.
She was great. Great person.
That's so amazing that you got to meet her. I mean, I always think those are the most special moments, like you said, you'll never forget.
Never forget, and it was a lot of years ago, so it's like it was yesterday, So I'm grateful. My parents were super, and still are super, super supportive, So
that's wonderful. It sounds like everybody's parents influenced them in this way, which is interesting. Like every single person in the band as well.
For sure.
Yeah. So you have been with Terror Garden since the beginning?
Yes, I have.
Okay. It's
I have.
Quite a ride, right? 11 years, right? And you guys are always busy.
11 years, yeah.
Excuse me?
I can't believe it's been 11 years.
Right? It probably is hard to believe, but lots of fun for all of you. It seems you're always playing out.
Yeah, and you gotta have fun.
Definitely.
You have to have fun. You have to just be happy.
Yeah.
As much as you can.
Yes, that sounds great. Gina, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to let you go.
Oh, no worries. Thank you for letting me do that, and I'll keep listening.
And we'll look for you. When is your next gig with any band, any one of the bands that you're with?
My next with Terror Garden.
think it's
We're
just
playing in
December
December,
10th.
December 11th.
Where will you
We're
be?
having our Christmas party
Where will it be?
at the Village Pub of Massapequa.
Okay, so that's December 11th.
923
Village Pub,
Broadway in
Massapequa.
Massapequa.
Everybody out there listening, Terror Garden is having a Christmas party. That sounds like fun.
Oh,
Be
it
a-
will be.
It'll be a double set of a mix of originals and covers.
And covers, we're playing the whole night, just us. And like you all to come down for a holiday party and have a good time.
Sounds good. Gina, we're going to talk to you later. Thanks again.
Perfect. Thank you,
Bye,
Rob.
Gina.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Later, Gene.
Okay, that was great to get to talk to Gina on the phone. Gina, who is the drummer for Terror Garden. We still have Terror Garden in the house. You're listening to WUSB Stony Brook. Hey, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. And we have Terror Garden here. They're going to play another tune for us. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. So this is one of the tracks that we've recently written with Brian and Bill and the band. It's unreleased right now, but we're hoping to include it as part of our upcoming 4th album, and it's called Should Have Seen It Coming.
Hey.
Didn't see the warnings, I didn't see the signs, and now it's too late. You really blew my mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You really blew my mind. Yeah, yeah. Yeah! Couldn't see the coming, the blood on the sign. Turn the words always open, and now it took my time. Yeah! 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 Wasting all my time. Yeah! 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 Should have seen it coming. Look what you've done to me. You're just a memory. Should have seen it coming. Really blew my mind. Should have seen it coming. Look what you've done to me. You're just a memory. Should have seen it coming. Really blew my mind. Should have seen the warnings. Should have seen the signs. And now it's too late. It really blew my mind. Yeah! 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 It really blew my mind. Yeah! 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 Should have seen it coming. Look what you've done to me. to me. You're just a memory. Should have seen it coming. Guess that I was blind. Guess that I was blind. It happens all the time. She really blew my mind. She really blew my mind. Happens, baby. Trust me, it really does.
And we are looking forward to recording that in the studio next month.
Hell yeah.
Laying down 4 or 5 new tracks at Crescent Sounds for our yet untitled CD. And looking forward to creating.
Okay, so that answered that question. I was going to ask you what the title of the CD was.
Yes,
So
we haven't
it's
figured that
untitled
one
right
out
now,
yet.
folks.
It'll come to us.
It's
eventually.
coming. It's look out for Terra Gardens 4th. Yeah, I'll be shouting them out in a little bit, okay? Sure. So definitely look out for Terra Garden's 4th album that they'll be recording. They have 3 albums out there. How can people access your music? What's the best way? Where can they get your albums?
Different digital sources here.
Okay,
That's
so
the one good thing about the internet.
Unfortunately, well, actually, fortunate for us, I guess,
Yeah.
in a way, all of our physical copies of all 3 albums are sold
Out.
wow.
Yeah, sold out.
So now, oh no.
So
I mean,
now
we-
you
I
have
wanted to
to
get
buy
some.
them digitally.
I bought
Yes.
them all, but I'm in.
Oh, you did. Yeah, you got it in there.
We have Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon.
Okay, so let me just put
Spotify,
let me
Apple,
just
YouTube.
okay, so
YouTube, yeah.
yes, Napster,
Pandora,
Radio,
Napster.
Napster,
iHeartRadio, iHeartRadio, folks. Google.
Sure.
Yeah, Google Play, which is
Google
now,
Play.
Which is now YouTube Music.
Yeah, that's
so.
now YouTube Music.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you wanted more information, just go to Terror Garden Band at
Sam Goody.
gmail.com, and
wish.
one of these lovely
Tower
band
Records.
members, I'm sure, will get right back to you, right?
The
What
second
about
you're
your
right, the
website?
second you're
The
right.
website is also on here. Do you have a website? I'm sorry, I should
Not
have
an
asked
official
you.
website, but we regularly have the social media: Facebook, Instagram.
Okay, so let's talk about the social media, folks. Tell us all the places that people can access your information.
All right. Well, for the social media,
Yeah.
for the social media stuff, you can go to Facebook, find us at Terror Garden Band. Same thing with Instagram. For Twitter, it's Terror_Garden. And for Reverb Nation, it's just Terror Garden. And then if you want to search on all the different digital platforms, if you just type in our name, we're there.
Okay, great. So Facebook is just Terror Garden, you said?
Terror Garden Band.
Yep.
Terror Garden Band. Okay, so for those
Not
of you
to
out
be
there, because I know
confused
so many
with
of you are
something else.
Facebookers, I think. I know Instagram also.
That's
Did
a
you say
person's
Instagram?
name.
I apologize. Did you say
Yep.
Instagram?
Facebook and Instagram are both Terror Garden Band.
Okay, so for Facebook and Instagram, you can find Terror Garden Band. You'll find the Terror Garden Band there, and you can see everywhere they're playing and any information that you need to know. And I'm sure they will have some information
Brian's
about their
dance lessons
upcoming
are on there, too.
album.
Paul says if you just type in Terror Garden, it'll be some kind of
Sprinkler service.
Some kind of. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I was bad
Sprinkle
hearing.
like a garden.
Like a landscaper?
Sprinkle.
Like a landscaper.
Oh
Terror
no!
Garden.
Come on, no. Does that really happen?
No, I'm only kidding.
Oh, okay. Because you never know. And sorry,
Nothing
guys.
shocks me these days, though, I'll be honest.
They make all your grass just totally black.
Yes. Terrible.
Yeah, I was
They set
thinking
your garden
about
on
The
that.
ashes.
We're so evil, your lawn will die.
I was thinking about that name, and I really was. I was thinking about the name, and I said, Terror in the Garden. No, it's Terror Garden. Like, what happened in the garden, guys? I mean,
Well, I'm Paul Terra, and when me and Gina were trying to think of names for the band, Soundgarden happened to be on. So I said, kiddingly, yeah, we'll call it Terra Garden. I'm like, yeah, let's call it Terra.
Yeah.
So that's how the name came about.
Awesome. So now, is Paul Terror a stage name?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
My real name is Simon Laban. No, I'm Paul Trezor, actually.
Okay, cool. All right, I like it. Like the Paul Terror. I mean, that's how it goes.
Somebody
I guess
named me one time. They saw me singing, and they're like, dude, your eyes are bulging out, and you look like you're going to kill people. So
Oh my
from
God.
Paul Trezor, it confirmed into Paul Terror.
Oh my goodness,
It's part
guys!
of the
If you're
appeal of
out
that
there
band, so.
listening, he doesn't look like his eyes are
Wish.
bulging. They're actually a very nice-looking bunch of men. So, ladies out there, well, I shouldn't say that because they may have their
Hello.
ladies already. So, all I'm saying is they're not bulging out.
Hello.
Their eyes are not like that. Anyway, so
I'll talk
We
to
have
you
a
later,
phone
Cal,
call.
on the radio, but thank you.
yeah,
I know you are. That's why I called.
Oh,
got it. We'll do that later. Yeah, we can do that later. Anyway, I'm shouting out to Cal who called in and Laura. Hey guys, how are
Cal
you?
used to play with me in Terra
Oh,
Garden.
really?
Trash Can Baby for a little while.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. What a
Yeah,
small
Cal.
world it is. So, Cal, was he playing guitar?
He played guitar on the later part of Trash Can Baby. We were just going in the studio, and then the band kind of went kaput.
Aw.
Actually, him and our bass player started working for Twisted Sister. So they were busy doing
Interesting.
that.
All right, we'll talk more, Cal. But thanks for listening. I want to shout you and Laura and hope you guys are doing well. All right, and we'll talk more about that. I think maybe Cal should come on the show because I didn't know he was doing all of these interesting things. He's just very low key, did not say anything about that. And his friend Jesse did mention it, so I didn't know about that, Cal. Okay. All right, so back to the music. Is there anything else you guys wanted to play for us live before I hit your second album? It's Karma and Chaos.
Actually,
We could do Deep.
And Deep is from also
play
from
the
Karma and
tunes.
Chaos.
Whatever you guys want to do.
How about we do this? I'm going to give you a break playing live. I'm going to play something and then we will
never
get
stop
back to
playing,
some
so it
live
doesn't
music in a
matter.
minute. Actually, I'm going to be playing Selfie Queen, Reality Check, and Out of My Head from Karma and Chaos, and we'll go from there. Okay, everybody?
Sounds great.
Great.
All right, it is now 9:22 in the studios at Stony Brook. I'm DJ Rock and Robin. You're listening to the Robin's Nest, and I just want to say thanks for listening. Okay. All right. So we are back with Terra Garden. I'm DJ Rock and Robin. You're listening to the Robin's Nest here at 90.1 FM and 107.3 FM WUSB Stony Brook. And I just wanted to ask you guys when you were playing the last song live in the studio, should have
Should have seen it coming.
seen it coming.
That's brand new.
Yeah,
We're going in the studio next month to record.
right. So was that inspired by anyone in particular? You have to tell us too, but was that just because I know some people say, no, you know what, it wasn't anybody, I just am talking from somebody else's head, that how they must feel.
Actually, Gina came up with the title for that
Yeah,
song.
and Bill
Oh.
had the main riff.
And Bill had the
riff.
And
Oh.
I basically ran with the ball from there with situations where people should have seen it coming, but they were too trusting.
Right.
Red flags.
Yes, ignoring red flags, which a lot of us seem to do these days.
Happens.
Yes, it does.
Yes, absolutely. The rose-colored glasses.
Rose-colored glasses.
Yes.
Looking
It'll be
through
all right
them.
later.
And what was
You know
that?
it'll bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
Basically.
Right. So, what about Selfie Queen that we just played from Karma and Chaos? Was that an inspiration of anyone in particular?
Yes, just go on Facebook. You'll see about 50 a day.
Sounds good. And
There are people I see in public that I don't even recognize because they Photoshop their pictures
Oh,
so
yeah.
frequently that when you see them in person, it's like two different people.
And in person, they don't go.
Yeah. Or they're not like this.
Oh.
Or their shirt's not half down.
They were making, if for those of you out there listening, our bass player here was making duck lips.
With
That
a
was-
peace sign.
With a peace sign, yes.
A cushy.
Oh, the peace sign around the
Is that
duck
what we're
lips.
calling it now?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a different one. I don't think I've caught that before. But then again, I'm not, it may seem like I'm on Facebook a lot. I'm really not. I go on there to post my radio show, and like for 2 seconds I'll be on there.
It's great for
But I don't get to
advertising.
see too many people's pages, unfortunately. I have to spend more time doing that, I guess. Okay, I'd learn a lot, right? So I'm going to be continuing now with, which I love, I have to say, this next tune from Karma and Chaos called Out of My Head. What
We should
about
just
that?
play it.
Was that a next, what happened? You want to play it? Live?
We're going to do deep live, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll wait on that one. They'll be playing deep live after this one. So, Out of My Head, what was that about?
How it could be either way, guys or girls go out of their head with relationships, going above and beyond, and finally being happy finding the perfect person.
Right.
So it's a very positive song.
Love it. I have to say, that's one of my favorites. So, let's get back to it. Do I have it loaded? No. Let me get to it. I don't think I do. Let's try this
Actually,
again.
you could even get those on YouTube, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I should have checked that. That would have been a good plan had I had the time, but I'm glad I have it here. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, for those of you listening, thanks so much for tuning in. Hope everybody is really having a great evening, rockin' evening tonight, and hope you are enjoying listening to Terror Garden. And we are going to hear from their track 7 on their Karma and Chaos album. That is their second album from 2018. And you are going to hear right now, Out of My Head. Woo! I love that one.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I have to say, I also like the track before it, Emotionless, but you guys are dropping the F-bomb, can't do it on the air.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
not.
And I really like the guitar intro in that one.
That's all Mike. That's all Mike.
Loved it. The guitar intro for Emotionless.
Oh, Johnny did the Queen part. I did the little lead.
Yeah. You'll have to check that out if you're listening on their Karma and Chaos album. Just go to Terror Garden Band on Facebook, and you guys, I'm sure, have the tracks up on that website or Facebook. Yes? Or you have the
there's
MP3s
you can
or
find anything.
Good.
That outlet,
Yeah, because that Emotionless is wonderful guitar intro. You really will enjoy that from their Karma and Chaos album. Now they're going to be playing a live track. We're getting to the end here already. Called
Our
Deep.
encore.
What was that?
It's our encore.
Yes. So you ready for this?
Sure.
Okay.
So many times we walk away on these things in life that quickly fade away. Yeah, deep in my heart, red turns to gray. There's gotta be better days ahead. Yeah, so many things we never get to say to the people we love, won't see them again. Yeah, all these tears, these scars I fall away for the people we love, won't see again. Don't understand how time just slips away. Everyone is come and gone again. Yeah, deep in my heart, I hear your voice keep saying, be strong, you got to carry on. Yeah, we never get to say to the people we love, won't see them again. Yeah. All these tears, these scars won't go away. For the people we love won't see. Gotta roll the dice, 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 roll the dice. Brother, sister, roll the dice, 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 roll on the way. So many times we walk away on these things in life that quickly fade away. Yeah, deep in my heart, red turns to gray. There's gotta be better days ahead. Yeah, so many things we never get to say to the people we love, won't see them again. Yeah, all these tears, these scars don't go away. For the people we love won't see. Gotta roll the dice, 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 roll the dice. Come on, people, roll dice, roll dice, roll dice, roll dice, roll the dice, roll the dice. Everybody, roll dice, roll dice, roll dice, roll the dice, roll the dice, roll the dice. Brother, sister, roll dice, roll dice, roll dice, roll dice, roll dice, roll dice, roll on the way. Gotta keep on rolling. Woo!
And that's deep.
Woo! I remember listening to Deep, and of course I'm thinking, okay, so this is based on people who have gone that are close to, yeah, either you who wrote
Yes. At the time, everybody who was in the band was going through some personal or family losses or issues. I'm actually blessed. My father's 93, my mother's 91.
or wow.
And I take care of them, you know, it's one of my other things. And
Oh, you're such a good boy.
A lot of loss, a lot of
Aw.
loss, and it's a part of life. Dying's a part of living, so that's what the song's about.
Yeah, well, I don't like to think about it, but yeah, I'm glad you have come to good terms with that.
Yeah, I think we all need to at some point, especially after this past year.
Yeah.
I've had friends, fellow musicians, former bandmates pass from this whole corona thing that happened.
Sorry to hear it.
Yeah, it's dying's a part of living.
Well, anyways, that was another song by Terror Garden from their Karma and Chaos album called Deep, which they just performed live in the studio. If you're just joining us, I'm DJ Rock and Robin with the Robin's Nest here at WUSB Stony Brook, and it is now 9:48. I just want to thank Terror Garden for being here with us this evening. I'm going to end the show with a song. One of the songs I'll be ending the show with, I'll play next, is from the Stones. So, because I know you all like the Stones too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and I just want to thank you for being here. You're real.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Yeah, I'm
Seriously, thank
so
you for having us.
excited.
Thank you very much.
So excited that you were
Appreciate
here. Love all the music. You know, you have to understand. I also was a fan. That's how I got
Thank
to
you.
know Paul, and I saw you performing. I think it was at
Tailgaters.
somewhere. Yeah, but I saw you. The first time I
think at
saw you.
Revolution.
Well, no, the first time would have been. Is there a place? I think it's called Rudy's.
Yes,
Oh my God.
yes.
I walked in there, and a friend of mine had known that you were playing and knew somebody in the band, and I said, "Wow, you know, I'm really like the covers that you were doing. I don't know if you did originals. You might have done
We
"Shut
mixed
Up
some
and
in.
Buy Me a Drink," or that might have been. Sorry about that. That might have actually been. Shut Up and Buy Me a Drink. You were also playing, I believe, at 89 North.
Yes.
Okay, so I think you did that one. That's when I think I heard that one, and I had to laugh at that. Some of your tunes I have to laugh at, like "Learn How to Drive." I can relate to that one.
Oh yeah. I mean, just wake up and try to go to work in the morning. It's insane.
Yeah. So I appreciate it. You're all real musicians. You have a lot to say. It's exciting that you're going back into the studio. So I just want to say good luck with the next album. I'll be looking
Thank
for
you.
it. I'll be looking for all of you. I'm sure I'll see you again soon.
Yep. And remember,
Christmas party.
Saturday, December 11th, Christmas party, double set by ourselves, originals and covers, at the Village Pub, Massapequa. You can go on Facebook to find out all the info.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell the people listening before you head out into the wilderness?
If you guys are around Yaphank on Friday at the Red River Inn, I'll be there. And that's about it.
Okay. You'll be there with Terror Garden or with someone
I'll
else?
be singing some covers
Okay.
with some fantastic musicians that friends of mine. But hey, we live on Long Island, and Long Island is basically saturated with cover and tribute bands.
Yes.
Well, that's another story where original bands don't get the respect they really should. Hey, we'll have you on a Thursday or a Sunday night. What happened to Friday and Saturday? Oh, wait, we got to see that same cover band do Roadhouse Blues and whatever else. So, yeah.
Oh no, Jesse Jackson's shaking his head too, like
Yeah,
he agrees,
it's
right?
Really, it's really tough for original bands where we are on Long Island. It's basically tribute and covers. So if you like Billy Joel and Journey, you're living in the perfect spot.
Wow. How do you overcome that? I mean, do you? What do you have to do?
Determination And just the will to create original music instead
Right.
of singing somebody else's.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you never know.
We don't want to just keep doing the same thing. We try to just leave our, like that song, "We're All Gonna Die." We're trying to leave our mark before we die.
You have to. This is it. It's not a dress rehearsal. That's what I
No.
tell people.
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't get enough of "Don't Stop Believing." I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I just can't get enough of it, or the Bon Jovi or whatever. Original bands on Long Island, anyone who's in one, I give you so much credit and respect.
Okay, on that note, we are going to say goodbye to and thank you again to Terror Garden for joining us. They're an original band
Yes.
and also do some amazing covers that I've
Thank
seen
you.
them do. And they're just a great group of guys and girl
Yes.
who called in and who was the drummer. And
Fantastic drummer.
folks, if you're listening, go out and check them out. Go look them up on social media. Terror Garden. And there are other bands that they mentioned. You want to shout them really quick? Suburban Decay,
Urban Decay, Speed King,
Speed King.
Voodoo Rhythm Devils, Toxic Twins,
Critter.
Oh wow!
Critter. Yeah, we're
Okay.
We're involved.
Leo Knitters.
But that's all on your
Shrimp Shack
social
Shooters.
media page, correct?
Yeah, that's
okay,
correct.
so just check them out. Thank you so much for being here
Thank you,
again.
Robin, for having
Thank
us.
you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Robin.
Take us out, Mike.
And
Love you,
hope to have you
Robin.
back again one day.
Thank you.
All right,
everybody.
thanks a lot. Have a great night. All right, for those of you listening, we're going to get to
Knitters.
some
Have a great
Stones.
holiday.
I'm DJ Rockin' Robin. If my computer's still on, which I don't think it is. There we go. Going to sign back in now. So give me just a second, and we're going to get back on with some Stones. All right, so we're at the end of the show now. I'm DJ Rockin' Robin. And just want to remind you all, we are in Radiothon. If you can go to WUSB 90.1FM and make a pledge of support, we would appreciate it. thank you so very much for being here tonight, listening in to Terror Garden, and we hope to have them back again. And I want to thank them again for being here. I'm DJ Rocket Robin. Hope to see you all on my next show, November 21st. Have a really great couple weeks. See you then.